What's going on, everybody? Stained Glass Assassin here. I just want to take a couple minutes and talk about a subject that came up over the holiday weekend and kind of bounce it off you and see what you had to say, because I kind of went on a bit of a roller coaster of emotion and thoughts when this subject came up. Now, both my brothers are kind of big manly men, and I'm kind of the geek of the family. So we were talking about that, and they brought up the subject of, the current geek culture, and given that how much, the quantity of how much geek culture is out there right now, but also how popular it is within the mainstream. You had shows like The Big Bang Theory that made geek stuff cool. I mean, you can wear a Green Lantern shirt now and not essentially get ridiculed. Obviously the MCU and Star Wars are so popular that it's no longer taboo to say, hey, I'm an Iron Man fan, or I really enjoyed Luke Skywalker or what have you. So they basically put it, and I'll word it myself, but this should be my nerdvana because all these years it's kind of now socially acceptable. Now I didn't get to answer that question because my nephews decided to have a impromptu Royal Rumble, and I received a Superfly Jimmy Snuka double axe handle off the back of the couch, so we kind of erupted in a battle royale. But as I was driving home, I thought about that question because it was on my mind for the whole weekend, but I didn't get to answer it. And the more I thought about it, the more I kind of dug into that subject. And I thought, well, if you asked me that same question 5, 6 years ago, I probably would have said to some degree yes. I mean, because, the MCU was picking up steam. We were getting new Star Wars on the horizon. CW was putting out things like Arrow, Flash, things like that. Of course, the big two comics were still putting out some good books. The quality was kind of downhill a little bit, but it was still good. It was nowhere near what the current state is now. But then I thought to myself, that's not the case in 2021. And then I thought, well, why? Why isn't it? Here I am sitting at the crossroads of kind of, this geek culture, and there's so many avenues to go down, but I'm finding myself hesitant to travel down those paths. And that's because I've been burned so much in the last couple of years that, I don't want to travel back down and get burned again. I've been reading Marvel DC comics for 30 years, and I haven't read a single one in over 9 months. I'm not a fan of what's going on in Star Wars right now. The Star Wars universe is a mess. Picard was trash. I haven't watched Discovery yet. I'm actually taking the plunge, and I'm watching the first season here, so I can't give that a thumbs up, a thumbs down, but we'll see. Doctor Who is a mess. I mean, I guess mess is a kind word. It's garbage. The new She-Ra was all over the place. The new He-Man looks like it's going to be a bait and switch. The Lord of the Rings series that's coming out looks like it's going to be a woke disaster. So I thought about that and what my brothers asked me, and they were right. At no point in my life can I remember a time when geek kind of culture, the quantity of it, has been so kind of accessible. There's so much out there. We're getting so many movies, TV shows, books, comics, you name it. And of course, in mainstream, it's so popular. So why am I not enjoying it? What's going on? And again, like I said, I've been burned so much because of the identity politics, the wokeism, the agendas that's going on that it made me mad. It made me mad that I'm not in the nerdvana as they described it. You know, and for all the stuff that's coming out, I'm no longer interested in. I'm not really interested in anything that the MCU's putting out. There are a couple movies, Guardians of the Galaxy, Doctor Strange, but I've already invested time in them previously. So, but the new stuff like Eternals, the Black Widow, the Marvels, no, not interested in. Most of the TV shows I've been burned already with Falcon, Winter Soldier, and WandaVision. Not interested in Miss Marvel or She-Hulk or any of those. Again, like I said, He-Man doesn't look appealing to me. Woke of the Rings doesn't look appealing to me. I'm not even going to waste my time on Doctor Who anymore. And I haven't seen these movies, or I don't plan on watching them, so I'm not going to say they're crap or trash because I haven't seen them. But again, they just don't interest me enough to want to see them, and that's what makes me mad. I should be interested in them. I should be amped up. There's so much out there that I should just be getting a nonstop flow of geeky goodness, but again, I've been burned so much that I don't want to touch it anymore. And, I had to accept that. And I guess as I was driving along, and this was a 5 hour trip, by the way, so I had plenty of time to think about this and kind of, lick my wounds, if you will. I thought, I've been a card carrying geek for 30 plus years. I've been reading comics when I was 7, 8 years old. I'd go to the library and go to the donation bin, and there'd be all kinds of just random books, and I'd get them all. I wouldn't even know what the hell was going on with them, but I just enjoyed reading them. I collected the trading cards, and I collected action figures, and I watched cartoons. But after 30 years, I'm no longer the customer that the kind of, the geek culture wants anymore. I'm essentially an outcast in the very hobby that essentially made me an outcast, if that makes sense. The irony of it. Because I'm not down with the wokeism. I'm not down with all the identity politics. It's destroyed the things that I love, and I just can't enjoy it. I mean, I can sit there and try to enjoy it, but I don't like coconut. You can feed me coconut year after year, I'm never going to enjoy it. So I'm not going to enjoy the big two or Star Wars or Doctor Who by continuously forcing myself to watch it. So that means I'm not going to watch them anymore. That made me depressed. So I went from mad to sad, in one car trip. But then I thought, you know what? What can I do about it? And I thought, if I can't enjoy the current state of geekdom or, the future, then I'm going to dig into the past. Because, you know what? I might not read any more new comics. Well, you know what? Let me stop right there, because I will read new comics. The smaller companies, the Xenoscopes, the Aspen, Booms, they're going to put out comics that I'll be interested in. And of course, the true independents, the Indiegogos, the Kickstarters. So it's not like there's never going to be new comics. But, the big two, not so much. But anyway, there's thousands and thousands of back issues from, 40, 50, whatever, how many years in the past that I've never read. And in fact, over the last couple of days, I've compiled a list of, character runs, writer story arcs, landmark issues, miniseries, all sorts of things that I now want to read in lieu of the new stuff. I might not be able to enjoy new Star Wars. I'm not interested in the new series. I might not be able to enjoy the new Doctor Who, but let me tell you, there are thousands of TV shows and movies that I've never seen that I'm now going to go back and watch. I'm not looking forward anymore, I'm looking back. I'm not going to waste my time anymore, essentially getting burned on the new comics, the new TV shows, the new movies, because I got better things to do, and I enjoy watching a lot of YouTube videos with guys that, review Doctor Who and comics and things, and that's their thing. So I'm not, trying to trash on them at all. But, they force themselves to watch a season of a TV show, or they force themselves to watch a movie, or they read 15 comics and they're all trash and they throw them away. I'm not going to do that anymore. I don't feel obligated just because I'm a geek to have to read or watch any of the new geeky stuff coming out. So instead of wasting 15 hours of my life on the next Doctor Who series, I'm going to go back and watch, MASH. I've always heard about MASH being one of the greatest shows of all time. I've seen a few episodes when I was a kid, but I never actually watched it. I'm excited. I'm going to watch that instead of wasting my time. I'm going to go back and read, 70s cosmic DC and Marvel instead of the crap that Marvel and DC is putting out now. I'm going to go back and read some of Jack Kirby's 80s comics, the things kind of the tail end of his career. Of course, then you got manga. Now, I've only really scratched the surface with manga, but there's so much out there coming out, so much current. You got 30, 40 years plus. There's so much that you'll never be able to read it all, so I got plenty of manga to keep me, busy. Now, I might not enjoy all the comics that I read, or, I might not enjoy MASH or whatever movie that I watch, but you know what? I'm not going to hate it, because it's not going to be filled to the brim with identity politics, wokeism, agendas, you name it. Can't like everything. Everything's not going to be a hit, but I certainly won't feel like I wasted my time, even if I don't enjoy the books or the TV shows. So I guess where I'm at now is I've accepted that until further notice, I'm not going to really be enjoying any of the widely available, the huge quantity of geek culture that's out there. And it pains me to say it, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that moving forward, because I got lots of stuff in the past that I can occupy my time with. So if I'm not the customer they want, okay, I'm not going to be mad anymore. I'm not going to waste my time venting and getting upset and be sad about it. It is what it is. Now, maybe one day, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Doctor Who, maybe someday it'll put it all together and they'll bring me back. It's possible. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'll keep my eye on things, keep my finger on the pulse, if you will. But in some cases, I think there's been some pretty irreparable damage that really can't be undone. So they're going to have to work hard to try to get me back. And I know that there are other people out there that are in the same boat that I am. That's why I wanted to make this video, because I know there's going to be people out there that echo my position. But of course, there will be people that are the exact opposite of me. And I just want to say that if you are in Nerdvana, I'm happy for you. That's great. I'm not going to rain on your parade. I'm not going to say that you're wrong or that what you're watching is stupid, because I might not like it, but that's opinions. You like Mountain Dew? Good. If you like Dr. Pepper instead, whatever. It's your preference. This current state of geekdom is not my preference, but if it's yours, awesome. But anyway, like I said, it was kind of a roller coaster, mad, sad, acceptance, I guess kind of like the stages of death, accepting it. But, it was eye-opening for me, because I kind of made a statement, and I'm going to stick with it. I'm not going to let, identity politics and wokeism and agendas ruin my enjoyment of the geek culture. I'm not going to get that in the current and future as of right now, so I'm going to focus on the past. So, I don't know, I just wanted to bring that up and see what you all had to say. What do you think? Are you in the same boat as me? Are you kind of realizing that maybe this isn't the greatest time to be a geek? Is it? Let me know. I mean, if this is your Nirvana, then, let me know down in the comments. Are you like me? Are you kind of focusing on back issues, old TV shows? Are you pumped up about the future? Either way, let me know down in the comments. And while you're down there, like and subscribe so you know when the next video comes out. And until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.